Okay, what's up you guys? Susie and Todd, Hey Grill Hey. We're doing a budget barbecue challenge today. You may have seen our previous budget barbecue challenge where we had $20 to cook an amazing whole meal on the grill. Today's a little bit different. We are cooking an entire rack of ribs on a budget grill. Let's do it. Give us the run through, Todd, because this video has actually been on your list to make for a couple of years.
Yeah, every time we're checking out at the grocery store, like we go out and then along the windows as you're walking out, there's always like this grill sitting there for like 50 bucks. And I'm like, you gotta shoot a video of cooking ribs on that smoker. So
it feels very relevant. The first time Todd and I ever cooked steaks together was on one of those cheap camp grills in the parking lot of my college apartment.
Yeah. They
turned out terrible. They were so bad. So we want to give you a similar look at how you don't have to start with a lot of money. You can still turn out really great food. And our entire trip here was just about $60 minus the cost of my deodorant.
Yeah, you smell good. So
but I smell great.
Finally.
All right, let's kick things off by firing up this grill, which actually clocked in less than $50. This was a $34 clearance
Amazing.
Special.
That was a great surprise.
Let's take a tour of this little guy right here. So I picked the blue grill. It's got a latch and it rolls, which is great for tailgating. Vents on the top.
Temperature control, look out.
Cooking grate, charcoal basket, and then a couple of vent systems inside. And when we were unpackaging it, we realized that we are missing the vent control on the back. So we're gonna upgrade our $34 grill with a piece of tin foil to close off some of the vents in the back. But hey, we're budget grilling.
Yeah.
So we also bought the cheapest charcoal that we could find. We got a $10 bag of Royal Oak super-sized briquettes.
Royal Oak is cheap. We're saying it was the cheapest per pound.
It was the cheapest per pound bag.
Uh-oh, geez. What? Royal Oak, thank you.
The charcoal gods were with me today. That never happens.
I was ready to go get the scissors.
Because we're gonna be cooking at a slightly lower temperature, I don't wanna overfill this grill with briquettes. There's a lot of airflow. This metal is very thin. It's not going to retain heat particularly well. If I overload it with briquettes at the beginning, I'll be burning a rip-roaring fire and we will have very burned ribs. So we're gonna go sparingly on the briquettes. We're gonna line them up along the back of this basket and we're only gonna light one end. Okay. Oh, we gotta get our tin foil. Okay. This is our very fancy venting system for the missing holes in the back.
I'm just gonna kind of fold it to the side. And just kind of, you know.
Yeah, just cover those holes up. Less airflow means less ignition, lower temperatures. So blocking off some of these vents should give us a little bit easier time controlling the temperatures. So the way that we grew up and people we talked to, is very common if you're getting into charcoal the first time to use lighter fluid to light your briquettes. Don't recommend. There is an aftertaste for sure. There's a little bit of flavor on there. So we're gonna skip that. Most of you probably are not gonna have a charcoal chimney if you're doing this for the first time, but you might have snacks. There are a million little hacks for lighting charcoal. If you've got egg cubes filled with beeswax, we've seen paper towels soaked in cooking oil. These kind of MSG-laden sweet, crispy, crunchy chips are another way that you can do an extended burn and light your charcoal. We don't want to light it all at once. We just want to light one side. So we're going to put several of these chips on one corner, kind of nestled into our charcoal briquettes down here.
I don't know.
And then we'll get them lit up. It's going to work. I have feelings and hope and faith this is going to work out.
No way. Are you kidding me? Dude, we eat these things? I'm not eating Doritos ever again.
Liar. You'll eat a Dorito right now.
I was very doubtful about this, and I'm not doubtful about it anymore.
Okay, that's actually gonna work. While our charcoal is preheating, we're gonna have a little snack. Really what we're gonna do is season our ribs. It takes about 15 minutes probably for these to really start to ash over.
Maybe another few chips.
Maybe another few chips. But in the meantime, let's get our ribs ready to go. We've got a rack of Smithfield Primes that we grabbed at Costco. $10 rack of ribs.
Cheapest per pound.
We're gonna make a little bit of a pantry seasoning blend. This was the first seasoning blend that Todd really put together when we were doing barbecued pork. And it's a staple and a standby, and it works. We're gonna use kosher salt, black pepper,
equal parts,
smoked paprika, and brown sugar. We're gonna start with equal parts, but you can adjust to taste. So if you like a rub that's a little saltier, go heavier on the salt. If you want more sweetness, go with more brown sugar.
Also, feel free to add onion powder, garlic powder.
Yeah, you can level it up however you want.
But we're going simple today.
We're going simple, we were going pantry ingredients. That was the goal.
There it is. That's how much we're using.
It got a little hard. Equal parts.
4 cups of brown sugar.
Oh, it's fine.
This is like takes me back to the old days.
This is kind of a throwback video for Todd and I because everybody starts, I feel like, in a very similar place with backyard barbecue, unless you grew up in that world. We kind of grew up around charcoal and cooking, but not necessarily barbecue. So when we got into charcoal cooking, it was the cheapest grill that we could find. You know, our first gas grill was a free grill that we picked up off of Craigslist, and it was covered in dirt and spider webs. So
Greg's List?
Greg's List.
That's a different list.
So I truly believe you don't have to spend $1 million to at least get started. I know this is $60, which is a lot for 1 rack of ribs, but you're gonna be able to use this grill. Like, we're gonna keep this grill for a long time. And hey, Walmart did offer an extended 2-year warranty for $5. So if you wanted a 2 years worth of use out of this grill, you were worried it wasn't gonna last, you could splurge.
If it doesn't last, $5.
You
can
could
take it back.
yeah, you could spend $5 on the extended warranty. Okay, we got our rub made. We're gonna get this on this little rack of ribbies right here. And I think this is a great way to see, you know, do you enjoy the backyard barbecue lifestyle? Is this for you? Maybe you're new.
I'm so nervous about those chips.
Why?
I just can't believe it's working.
I feel like $60 is not a huge investment to try a new hobby and to see if you really enjoy something. Plus, at the end of it, you get to eat food. I feel like you'd spend $60 just going out on a date night with somebody to get dinner for the 2 of you.
That's a solo night out now.
Yeah, everything's
Big
so
Mac,
expensive.
Drink, $60.
So if you can do a $60 activity and maybe discover a brand new hobby, I actually think that's a pretty good deal.
I want to see you guys try this.
Do you want to pull the membranes off these? No? Going easy.
Yeah.
Everything's easy today.
Apparently, if you pull the membranes, it's bad now. It's bad, and then it's good, and then it's bad, and then you're an idiot, and then you're smart to do it. I can't keep up.
If we were to really be doing beginners, most people's probably first thing to cook on the smoker or like on a grill would be like burgers or chicken. We just went hard in with ribs because we wanted to see, like, can you kind of smoke on one of these little $34 babies?
That's a piece of cake.
Yeah. But we want to see if we could smoke something on here. One of our friends, Cameron True Bam Bam's Barbecue, has a restaurant in Provo, Utah. And he said he got into barbecuing. He went and picked up a cheap smoker like this. And he used charcoal in there. And then he used pine wood as his wood for smoking. And they tasted really, really bad. So we wanted to do a little bit of a smoking thing so that you could get a taste of what smoking in your backyard looks like on the cheap. Okay, ribs are seasoned. We're gonna let them sweat.
Not lit.
Man, did the Doritos fail us? Do we need more Doritos?
I blew on the fire, and now the Doritos smoke burned my eyes.
We had to add more Doritos. But look we got a nice smoky pile of charcoal on the back. We're gonna add in our grates, and honestly, I think you could smoke these ribs with the setup we have here and just that amount of charcoal, and you'd have really nice, heavily charcoal smoked ribs, which is a flavor profile that Todd and I actually really enjoy. If you are somebody that likes a heavier wood smoke flavor, we grabbed a bag of wood chips from the store for $3. So you can smoke things with wood at a pretty affordable place. I feel like if you want to get started, just make sure that you're buying actual food grade wood chips that are for cooking. There are different grades of wood and not all of them are designed for food. So sometimes if you don't know, you might buy the wrong thing. Like I said, my friend started smoking with pine wood first and it wasn't great. So these are some hickory chips. Don't bother with soaking them in advance. We're just gonna sprinkle some of these chips across the charcoal and they'll ignite as the charcoal ignites during the cooking process. But other than that, I think we can put the grate on and get these ribs. Oh, look, I have scissors.
I was gonna manhandle it in front of the camera.
Sorry.
I missed my opportunity. Elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 different levels.
There we go.
Dude, this is legit.
This is a high-end, cheap grill. The kind of fun thing about this is we don't have a thermometer on top. So we have no way to actually gauge the temperature inside the grill itself. Normally, I would tell you to be smoking ribs 275 degrees. we'll have a little bit of a window. This should get us close. We may be closer up to 300 degrees. The only thing I'm really gonna be paying attention to when I open the lid to check every once in a while is to make sure this isn't burning. Sugar burns at around 275 or above, so I know if I see my sugar start to caramelize, I'll close the vents down, bring the temperature down a little bit so that I don't burn the outside of my ribs and overcook the sugar on the outside before the ribs are done.
If you have a couple extra bricks laying around, you can stack some bricks in there to kind of create a separator, but we're not doing that.
No. Ribs on the indirect side of the grill, close the lid, and we got our vents closed in the back. We're gonna close these vents down so they're about a quarter open. We're just gonna let these ribs cook for the next 2 hours. Grab a drink.
I am gonna go grab, we have a ThermalWorks thing that will test, I wanna know what it's actually at.
Okay. We're
So
just
if you
gonna
set
hang
it
out.
up exactly like this, it should be close to that temperature, right?
Yeah, ideally. All right, let's clean up, grab a drink, grab a seat, and let these ribs cook on this $34 grill.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited to eat these. It smells pretty
Prediction,
good.
best ribs I've ever had.
Sometimes simple's best. This little grill, Todd.
Dude, I'm impressed. Listen, minor adjustments. Like,
It's been 5 hours.
it took a bit to heat up, so we had to kind of open it. We blew on it a little bit, but it got up to 225, and that sucker held.
It's been between 225 and 250 with only minor adjustments to the vents the entire time. So I just checked the ribs. Pop the lid, Todd. Let's show them what we're looking at here. I like my ribs around 195 to 200. The color on these is ridiculous. The amount of smoke that we've gotten from this $34, I'm stunned. But these ribs are looking good. They're feeling really good. Oh man, because I opened it. They were running great, I promise. I tested them a minute ago and they were at 195. But once you open it, it starts to cool down. We're gonna hit them with a little bit of this Blues Hog.
$1.
$1. You can go sauceless, but why not try a little barbecue sauce? And if it's your first time, why not try a little Blues Hog? Sounds great. This is the best sauce on the planet. Plus, we know Tim, who owns it.
First, but
If you're at Walmart and you got $1, it's $1 bottle of sauce. So we're just gonna base this on here, let the sauce tack up for a few minutes, and then we're gonna eat some $10 ribs off a $34 smoker. And I bet we're gonna feel like $1 million.
I'm excited.
A little based on there. Wow.
These are comp ribs.
These look.
Bro, I'm gonna take this to a comp and I'm gonna freaking like
win
first place.
on a $34.
I mean, just a little MSG and some Blues Hog and you're
American.
good to go, you know? Isn't that the rules?
I don't know, but those look awesome. Okay, we got the last of our charcoal. We're almost out of this pile that we made. I'd say we probably got another 20 to 30 minutes on that charcoal. So we're just gonna let those finish up and then we're gonna try our budget barbecue ribs. I'm excited. Okay, ready?
I'm so ready.
I'm so ready. Okay, do you wanna get them off? Do you want me to get them off?
You do it.
Okay.
Wow. Tim, I can see myself in these ribs, buddy.
No, if you were to put this rack of ribs in front of me at any competition that I've judged or any rack of ribs that I've eaten and told me that you cooked this on a $34 grill, I don't know if I would have believed it. I'm personally a little bit speechless.
Eat your heart out, $5,000.
This is wild. Listen, there's a place for him. We have some really nice grills that I really love.
I believe in you.
There we go.
Oh. All right, let's get, there we go.
I should have let him rest. We're doing everything wrong.
It's all good.
We just wanted to try him. I got really excited.
We just want to be done filming. This is what it is. It's been a long day.
Okay, ready?
I'm so scared.
Of what? Dude, these have a freaking smoke ring on them?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Bro.
Listen, I have a lot of recipes for a lot of different flavors, a lot of different techniques.
That's so good.
Salt, pepper, paprika, brown sugar, a $1 bottle of sauce on a $30
The sauce
grill.
isn't carrying it, don't worry.
It's the smokiness,
The smoke.
the juiciness on this rib.
That's insane, dude.
I was a good cook.
Holy cow.
Just goes to show you, sometimes you gotta keep it simple. And, you know, barbecue should be fun. And I think Todd and I had a lot of fun cooking on this $34 grill.
I'm trying to brisket next, dude.
If you are brand new to barbecue, yes, you can make awesome backyard barbecue in a way that your budget can support, and you can have a really great time and eat really delicious food with people that you care about. That's what we're here for. That's what we're all about. So if you need more inspiration, ideas, barbecue techniques, and know-how, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below. Let us know your favorite thing to cook on your backyard grill, and we'll see you next time.
I can't stop.
It's fine.
Oh.
Yeah.